4 important lessons we can learn from our flaws, coming right up.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kimmy. Welcome to Kimmy's Atmosphere at my personal coaching club. If it's your first time seeing my face, thanks for coming. And if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back.
Number 1, proximity reveals flaws. Now, there's this saying that familiarity breeds contempt. It actually means that when we get familiar with something or someone, we can begin to start the habit of taking that thing or particular person for granted. This can result from finding out that this person isn't as perfect as one thinks they are and that they're capable of making numerous mistakes. Well, while that should be a reason for familiarity, the point here is that flaws are being seen, being spotted, being noticed, and it is due to constant exposure to that person, which is all about proximity. Familiarity can come about as a result of having or being in close proximity to a person, and we are able to see their flaws. You can stay close to a person and you suddenly realize that they are not perfect, they are flawed. To be flawed is to be imperfect. No one is perfect, so no one is exempt from flaws. So it is important to ensure that no matter how flawed we are, we do not allow ourselves to bond with those who would use that to judge us. Okay, our flaws may only reveal where we need to grow up in and where we need to do better, but it does not define us or should not be used to judge us. So the people we surround ourselves with are people who should be comfortable with seeing our flaws and people who can help us grow, and fine-tune our lives, not people who make the worst out of whatever we're trying to grow out of. If we keep evolving and growing, familiarity is not something we will experience. And yes, proximity or closeness reveals flaws, okay, ours and that of others. Yet, it should not define us, but it should actually refine us. Number 2, relating with people is all about managing flaws. Yes, relating with people is really all about managing flaws, mostly from showing empathy to being tolerant to being a person that forgives and forbears. Sometimes we even need to enforce boundaries while relating with some people because the flawed nature may want to take up all our physical and mental space and energy. So you may be asking, how do I go about managing the flaws of others in my life and that I, come in contact with without that influencing me? Well, like we've established, managing the flaws of people in our lives can be challenging, but with patience and empathy, it can be done. Some tips you can use to do this include 1, acceptance. Okay, in this case, you recognize that everybody has flaws, including yourself. Accepting this can help you be more compassionate and more understanding towards others. Then 2, again, setting boundaries, like I mentioned earlier, will help you establish clarity, as healthy boundaries will protect your well-being. Communicating these boundaries respectfully and consistently is key here. 3, also practice patience and understand that changes take time. Be patient with the person, plus give them space to grow, space to improve. 4, communication. Communication, you have honest and open conversations about your concerns. In this case, I teach people to use the I statements to express their feelings instead of you statements, blaming or criticizing. Okay? It's more effective, passes the message across faster. Ensure you have time for yourself and keep your joy, your peace, your empathy, and all that good stuff. Everything, even self-care. Self-care is very effective. Okay? So for I statements, you could just be like, I'm not ready for this. I won't be able to show up for this. It's more effective than saying you are stressing me out, because you're not attacking a person, but you're coming from a sincere place, and it's easier and clearer for them to see and hear. So yes, relating with people is all about managing flaws, and it's one important lesson, about flaws that you need to constantly embrace, which leads us to our next point. Number 3, learn to survive disputes, because they usually birth flaws. So disputes usually give birth to flaws, and conflict resolution is the solution to disputes. And you can check out this video, 5 best ways to handle conflict, where I exhaust important tips on handling conflicts and for certain disputes. Like I said, flaws in each other, is obvious. Differences in opinion, having different mindset about things in life, it's how the world functions, the real world. So learning how to survive them is key here, Some tips that could help you manage flaws better, in regards to solving or surviving disputes include learning how to stay calm. You take a few deep breaths to keep your emotions in check. Also, listen more than you speak. Give the other person a chance to express their perspectives without interrupting. It is established mutual respect that you will create. Also, see if you can clearly define the root cause of the dispute. Sometimes the real issue is just misaligned assumptions, or slight misunderstandings. Seeking common ground instead of escalating the flaws from both parties can help to find areas of agreement and to build on them. It can lead to a faster resolution, And implementing the solution with creativity is also a welcome activity. Everyone comes to a faster place of sometimes agreeing to disagree. Disputes are a part of life we must learn to survive in handling flaws, and it can lead to learning how to agree, sometimes disagree, but agreeing to disagree, like I said earlier, amicably. The important thing is that it's done in peace. We all have different opinions, and the faster we learn that we're all different and that we may never agree on every single thing, the better our world would be. If we can survive allowing each other to have our perspectives and come into some form of meeting ground. We don't have to see eye to eye on everything, but we can make peace with the fact that, this is what you think about this is what I think about this. Let's find a way to move on with those insights that we have. Number 4, when people say things you don't understand, take it with a pinch of salt. In other words, when you hear things from people, absorb it in a way that will protect your mental health so that you do not get into offense. Some unsolicited advice or feedback may be flawed. People's experiences usually influence their perceptions, and hence most of their advice and life solution, it may come from that bias. So it's important to note that you do not get caught up in it, So you don't also use it to judge them or make every word they say such a big deal that it spoils your whole day, your whole week, and most of your mindset about them and your life. The truth is that hurting people hurt people. Many times people talk rudely out of their troubles, out of their pain, out of their trauma, out of their ignorance. It should not be encouraged, and it should not be the norm. Yet, When this happens, identify that this is a flaw and the result of dysfunction, okay? Dysfunctionality, a really broad topic we will go into some other time in the future. Yeah, learning to embrace the fact that people are flawed and that only those willing to work on themselves are the only ones, who can improve themselves. It's important to note that because it's only those ones that you can even pass across any healthy information to, people who are willing to learn, to correct their ways, to ask for advice in a healthy way instead of giving advice without any training. Also, not every information people may share with you are 100% true or accurate or authentic. Learn to sift through their words and stay updated with only relevant information. Okay? Very important. So I hope you found this point helpful. Which ones stood out for you? Would love to hear from you in the comments. Okay, I wish you all the best. Thank you for watching and have an amazing day.